So, what if the rumbling never happened? Today I'm going to break this down in full, not just narratively, but thematically, logically, and from the perspective of what Isayama was really trying to say about cycles of hatred, the cost of freedom, and what it actually means to protect the people you love in a broken world. To understand the fallout of a world without the rumbling, we need to go back to the world before it. By the end of Season 3, Paradise Island learns the truth. Humanity isn't extinct. They're just outside the walls, across the sea, and surprised they all hate Eldians. Why? Because of centuries of war, colonization, and propaganda. Eldians, particularly the royal family and their use of titans, ruled the world with fear and devastation for generations. Marley used that history to paint all Eldians as monsters, even the ones born in their ghettos. It's generational trauma weaponized into racism. By the time we get to Season 4, Marley's whole war machine is running on fear of Paradise. They're not just fighting for resources. They're uniting the world for one ultimate goal: destroy Paradise before Paradise destroys them. And guess what? That alliance was already forming before Eren even considered launching the rumbling. So the idea that not starting the rumbling would somehow result in peace, that's naive at best. Paradise was already on the chopping block. Let's talk about the Founding Titan and why it's basically the AOT version of nuclear weapons. If the wrong person controls it, you're done. That's why the world couldn't ignore Paradise. Even though the island was technologically a century behind, they had the one weapon capable of ending civilization: the Wall Titans. Even if Eren never used them, the possibility that he might was enough to justify a full-scale assault from the outside world. This is Cold War logic. You can't let your enemy have the bomb even if they say they won't use it. So the world had two choices: risk annihilation by waiting, or wipe Paradise out before it's too late. You can guess which one they were leaning toward. So even without the rumbling, the world still pushes the button. So let's walk through what would have happened step by step if the rumbling never occurred. 1. Marley completes its alliance with other nations. Possibly. Kizaru defects or stalls, but Marley was gaining momentum fast. 2. An invasion fleet is launched, this time bigger than the one that got flattened in Season 4. 3. Paradise fights back, but without the deterrent of the rumbling, they're stuck using ODM gear, thunder spears, and whatever scraps of technology they can reverse engineer. 4. The Survey Corps dies, maybe not instantly, but eventually. Armin's Colossal Titan can only do so much. Mikasa's skill doesn't scale to aircraft or tanks. 5. Founding Titan is captured or killed, and once that happens, the power gets transferred to Marley. Now let's talk about Eren. This is where most of the fandom misreads the character. Eren was never trying to be a hero. He was trying to be free, even if that meant becoming the enemy of the world. His defining trait since the first episode has been this unshakable will to fight back, to never bow. That's the core of the Attack Titan, to rebel against destiny, to move forward no matter what. And when he touches Historia's hand, when he sees what's coming, he realizes something. There's no future for Paradise unless I burn everything in our way. He doesn't want to destroy the world, he wants to protect his friends. But to do that, he has to become the very monster the world fears. No rumbling means letting Marley win, letting history repeat, letting his friends Armin, Mikasa, Jean, Sasha all die in meaningless deaths. He couldn't let that happen, even if it meant turning the world red. Attack on Titan is not about good guys versus bad guys. It's about cycles. Cycles of war, fear, revenge, and indoctrination. You hurt me, I hurt you, then your kids grow up to break mine. And what breaks that cycle? In most stories, it's understanding, forgiveness. The Avatar: The Last Airbender approach. Sometimes the only way to break a cycle is through trauma so overwhelming that no one wants to repeat it again. The rumbling, as insane and horrifying as it was, did that. It made the world stop. It made survivors rethink everything. And when Eren died, when Armin and Mikasa took him down, it gave the world a scapegoat to fear, and Paradise a path forward through negotiation. You might hate that morality. That's fine, but narratively, it's consistent. No rumbling equals no breaking point. Now let's briefly talk about the alternative, Zeke's euthanasia plan. This is the one option that doesn't involve war. just extinction. Zeke believed the only way to protect Eldians from pain was to eliminate their ability to reproduce. End the bloodline. Peace through self-erasure. Eren played along for a while, but he never believed in it. Because that's not freedom. That's surrender. That's giving the world what it wants. A future without Eldians. So if the rumbling doesn't happen and the euthanasia plan fails, you're left with nothing. A powerless island surrounded by enemies with no options left. People always ask, what about Armin? Couldn't he have talked to the world? Short answer, no. Long answer, not in time. Armin is smart, empathetic, and persuasive, but even he admitted it. Words are just words. If they could have saved us, they would have already. The world didn't fear paradise because of what it did. It feared paradise because of what it could do. That kind of fear doesn't listen to reason. It listens to power.
Never go back, never turn my back, my